Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
you broke
dude.
your thing.
Breaking your shit. Crumbelievable. There you go. This is good radio.
It's really good radio.
You guys hear that?
It's an even better podcast.
It's A1 Foley work.
Live from technical difficulties.
You fixed it though.
Yeah, dude, we're good to go now. Now we're back to terrible radio.
But great podcasts.
I love it here. I love you guys. I love it here. I don't like it out there.
Yeah, live from the studio, Merrick Glazer.
I'm Jimmy Selesky.
We got Matt Brown on the couch tonight.
That's me.
Fresh off
from,
the poppin' show at the auto bar.
Yeah, I got Zeke Heiled. not in a good way
crazy.
either.
Like, that's still insane to me.
I know. I don't know. I mean, people Zeke Heiled at me all the time in middle school. I'm kind of used to it.
But also, like, she started off with saying, like, kill Jews.
Yeah.
Was she accusing you of being like that, or was she like seriously like that racist? Like, what was her deal?
So it's like everybody's doing Trump jokes and what blah blah blah, and then I get up there and I'm just like, hey, don't fuck Trump, fuck all of them, you know. And then she started yelling about like, well, if you don't like America, you can leave it. And then I was like, what? I don't think that's what we're talking about here. And then she was, I was just trying to change subjects, and I went into a bit about taking acid in a Jewish neighborhood. And then when I said Jewish neighborhood, she was like, bomb the Jewish neighborhoods. And I was like, what the fuck? And then she was like, maybe I should just leave. And then when she was leaving, she was like, Zeke Heil, fuck y'all. And just like walked out. And
What
then
the fuck?
And there were some other people in the crowd that were like, fuck Trump. And I was just like, it's not the same thing. Zeke Heil and Trump aren't the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
also
God,
it's just
dude.
like, damn, what are you doing with your life?
Right. And
Yeah.
the dude that brought her there was bald. And I was like, hey, man, you can't be bald bringing around bitches that say Zeke Heil. It's not a fucking good look for you.
Dude,
The
you have to
bartender
think,
told
though,
me
he's bald. That's the only kind of girl he can get.
I mean, that's true.
Jesus Christ! I thought maybe she was like, I thought maybe because like it's weird that she picked you to heckle. If everybody else is doing fuck Trump jokes, you'd think that she would like go off at them if she's that way.
I know.
That's why I thought maybe she was like parodying you or something like that. Like I don't know what her deal was.
I don't know. I think it was probably because I was the first person that wasn't like fuck Trump. I was saying faggot and stuff like that. Like I was just having a good time saying my words.
Yeah.
And then
Being a good boy.
You would think she'd love that, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? Like she kept going. Like she was like, you don't have to argue with me. We're on the same team and shit like that." And I was like, I'm nobody's arguing." And then she was like, "You're mad," and I'm like, "No, you're the one yelling and fucking causing a problem here."
That almost doesn't like that whole situation. Literally, like I'm trying to imagine in my head. I can't put together how, because I know you, and I feel like if everybody else was doing that kind of like fuck Trump shit, and she was just sitting there, and then you come up there and you don't do the fuck Trump shit, and you're pulling like faggot and everything like that, that would be when you'd expect like one of the like the fucking SJWs to step up and be like, whoa. It's weird that like somebody like hers, like if anything, I'm closer to your mark right now, am I not?
Yeah, no, and I mean the SJW types that were in the crowd weren't. They were also like audibly letting me know they didn't like what I was saying, but they were actually more polite about it.
They weren't Nazis, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
They weren't
so strange to me. Part of me like wants to think that she was like, I don't
Just
know,
making a scene,
making
or
it like
something,
making
or
it
I
like
don't know.
making it like you came up there.
That's what I assume happened.
Yeah, like I find it hard to believe that there was a legitimate like Nazi woman in your show that picked you to be the one to heckle.
Yeah, I think she might have been like drunk before she got there, and then just like kept drinking when she got there. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God.
because she seemed like obliterated, and she was like, "I only had 4 drinks here," and I was like, "Yeah, here." Fucking keyword. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've done enough shitty comedy shows that like something like that doesn't really surprise me. You know, like
Jeez.
I've seen weirder shit.
That is surprising, however. That's one of the more surprising. I mean, what was the show about? What was it for?
It was just a show.
It was just like just a thing.
Yeah, just a show at the auto bar. It was like downstairs, which is, big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's maybe like 12 people at most.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got if
man.
you're gonna do a show downstairs, you kind of gotta bring a crowd, or else it just looks ridiculous.
Dude, like doors were at 8 and like nobody showed up until like 8:45.
Oh my
And
god.
Still, that was just people that kind of just like wandered in.
What do you do in those situations? Do you just perform anyway if there's nobody there? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can, or you can be like me and just like, do I have something I need to work out tonight? If not, I'm just gonna quietly exit without saying goodbye to everybody, and they'll figure it out. They'll know what happened. I've done that. I did that at fucking Artscape. There was a show, or not. There was like, it wasn't for Artscape, but there was a show going on during Artscape.
Artscape adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bar was fucking packed. The Ravens were playing, and like this
No one knew there was a comedy show.
Yeah, the fucking
Yeah.
guy that's hosting it is just like walking around trying to talk to people. There's a good like 3 sets of pictures of the dude online where it's like him talking to a guy, the guy
Okay,
turning
yeah.
around and making
Yeah,
a disgusted face, and then the third picture is the dude flipping him off like
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in his face.
It's a great photo set. Shout out Travis Marshall.
Yeah, that one, like he was like, hey, you're gonna be up first, and I was like, okay, cool. And then when he started doing that, I was like, all right, guys, I'll see y'all later. I didn't even tell him I left. I just let him fucking deal with it. I'm like, fuck that. You're not,
Holy shit, that's amazing.
if I'm not getting any money, I'm not gonna fucking.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna-
just gonna let myself be belittled by
Yeah.
like people who don't know or care about me.
yeah.
Like if this was like a year ago, I would stay for anything. But
Mhm.
like in the past year, I've gotten to the point where it's like, I can be making money. Like if I'm not making money and I see it's a fucking shitty show, I feel like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the song "Rap Promoter" by a Tribe Called Quest, but there's that song's basically how I feel about doing comedy shows now.
What
Like,
does it say, dude?
like if you're gonna have a show and you say you're gonna pay me to go to it, and then I go to it and it's whack, like even if you try to give me the money, it's like fuck, like why would you fucking waste my time? I could have done something myself, or
Yeah.
like found something else to do. I mean, they put it better than that because they're fucking
Tribe Called Quest.
they're Tribe Called
I was like,
Quest.
was that a verse? That was
That was the weirdest Tribe verse ever.
Wow.
Something rhymed in
Wow.
Definitely wasn't Fife.
Nah, dude, you definitely have to be like that. You definitely have to be like that. I know so many guys, like in the music thing is kind of different because like with music, you really can just go in a crowded bar where nobody's paying attention, just play music. Like it doesn't require crowd participation anyway. Like
Yeah.
comedy requires people to be involved and listen to what you're saying and follow the story. When you're playing music, you just fucking play, and you're just like most of the time you're just fucking background noise for people.
And nobody's gonna get like mad at you
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
it.
But you got to be the same way. Like, dude, I fucking this dude hit me up to play at this guy, I had emailed this guy like 6 years ago. I was like 19 years old.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, yo, I'm trying to play some gigs, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yo, you're really good, but like you're too young. We can't have you playing in these bars down in Fells Point. And I was like, all right, cool.
Been there.
So the other week I like went and found like 60 different venues, like went through all of them and like contacted all their people that did their booking, and he was one of them. I was like, damn, I've seen that name before. And I went back in my old email and like searched the name, and I found this thread from like 2010, and I was like, oh shit, or like 2011 or something like that. I was like, oh shit. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, great news. I'm 25 now. What's up?
This good shit popping.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right. So he's like, okay, cool. Like, blah, blah, blah. I only book weekends here and this, that, the other thing. I was like, all right, dope. Here's my availability. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to my friend Mike, who plays music as well. And he's like, yo, don't fuck with that guy. That guy fucking sucks. I was like, I don't know. I mean, he seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so he hits me up for a gig. And the first one I was unavailable for, the second one I was. And I was like, all right, cool. I can do that. And it was a Friday night.
Okay.
And it was until 8. And he was like, all right, we pay $150. And I was like, I have this like a price scheme where I don't play for less than 200 on a Friday night because I know I can get 200.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, dude, I can do this gig, but I'm gonna need 200. Like I just have that's what I play for. And he was like, dude, it's only this long. Like just freaking do the gig. Like take it or leave it. And I was like, I respect that. But at the same time, I know I can get more. So if I took this gig, I didn't say all this, but in my head, because I was thinking about it, I was like, should I explain this to him?
Right.
Like, should I explain that, like, no, I understand that, like, it's only this amount of hours, but I know I can get this much. So if I take your gig, I'm losing $50.
Right.
Like that's just the way it is. And so I just said like, instead of saying all that, I was just like, all right, man, that's cool. Like, unfortunately, this is my price rate. You have yours. I respect that. You know, if you have any like Sundays or like weekdays available, which I know they do because they book 7 days a week, I was like, I'll be glad to play any of those nights, but I just can't do it on a Friday or Saturday. And he was like, yeah, I'll pass, dude. You'll figure it out when you're older. You've officially price yourself out of my booking. And I was thinking like, oh, you'll figure it out when you're older. I was like, dude, you're like in your mid 40s,
Right.
and you're telling me the best paying gig you have is 150, and I'm the one who has to figure something out.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. It was just like, it was like the level of aggression was like, why? Like it was just so strange, and that's not the first time it's happened, dude. When you tell somebody that like you have a price and it's not their price, dude, people take that shit like beyond personally. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, it's just like, dude, I'm just trying to make a living. Like, this is, you know, like, I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect. No
Right.
disrespect. It's just wild. But that's the way you got to be like that fucking, like, the same way. It's like, why would I be at your show? Why would I be at your show if I know I could make better money somewhere else?
Right.
That's the way you got to be. I'm not gonna I'm not 19 anymore. Like, if I were 19, I would have taken that gig. When I was 19, I used to play trios for 150, split it evenly with the other 3 guys. We used to drive down to College Park and play Looney's College Park
Oh shit.
from 5 to 8 in the middle of rush hour. Like we would have to leave like an hour and a half to 2 hours before.
I
Get
went
down
out
there.
to a couple of those shows.
Dude.
Traffic was hell.
We would split 150 between 3 guys, and one night we showed up 30 minutes late because of traffic, and they only paid us 100. And they were like, yeah, you started 30 minutes late, so we're taking off an hour from your pay. And I was like, I respect that, but at the same time, now we're each only making $30 after all this. Like, that barely covers. It was just shitty, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking. I don't. I've never like been late to anything.
Really?
I mean, well, I don't mean like ever, but I'm usually super early to shit. Like I don't know.
It's a
There's-
good quality.
Yeah, it is. It's a fantastic quality.
it's-
I
yeah.
don't have that quality, but also I've been much better. Like, I'm good about it now because it's like, before it was like I was like a kid playing gigs, and it was like I already had a job and everything like that.
Yeah.
Now I don't have a job, and so I'm like, all right, I gotta be on time. I gotta fucking have everything going. Like,
Super professional.
Yeah, I gotta be,
Yeah.
dude, or else I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah, straight up bitch.
Like, no more excuses anymore. You know, like, I can't just show up and be like, sorry, my tire went flat because it just had a slow leak for 2 weeks and I just didn't see it coming. Like, I just can't pull that off anymore.
dude, that's fucking the music stuff. Like the promoters, it sounds so much like the comedy people when it's like,
It's the same thing.
yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean,
But like the way like you described, it's like a fucking like a slightly older than middle-aged guy who's
Yeah.
like it almost like trying.
is that
to,
how comedy is?
Yeah, I mean, usually most of the bookers are kind of
Yeah.
they're not young.
It's also, music is like a little bit more developed, like schemey wise than
Yeah.
the comedy game, just because it's been like kind of around and established longer. Dude, it's kind of crazy. Like, we've like talked about it enough that I don't feel bad bringing it up. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's just like management company for musicians in the city, and like it's pretty much throughout the DMV. And they just have all the restaurants locked down.
Yeah, all the venues,
All the
pretty much.
bars, like all the
Casinos.
hopping places, like
You can't
and
get a
then
gig there unless
you're
you're with
booked
them.
through them, and then they send you out to whatever slots they have to fill. They get their cut off that gig, and then
Dude, it's like
There's comedy agencies like that, but not to the point where it's like they lock shit down. It's just like
it is. It's almost like the music scene, and I can't speak for the entire music scene, but like the scene that I've been exposed to is very much like people have pretty much gotten a lock on the industry, and the focus of the music scene in Maryland is so small time. It's so like directed towards, let's see if we can let's like try to make 15% off a $175 gig at this fucking like shitty dive bar in the middle of fucking nowhere in like Cecil County. And it's like, and unfortunately, because they have a lockdown on the entire scene, it's really hard if you want to do something other than that. You know, like it's really hard because first of all, you have to be, half the fucking venues, you got to at least have some form of alliance with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like these, exactly, slightly older than middle-aged people that just run shit. And it's almost like they have this like contempt for the younger generation where it's like they're almost mad that we think that we could possibly do something. Like I've encountered that so often, like so many different people that I've done business with, like they legitimately hate the fact that I actually want to do something beyond this. Like they think it's like arrogant or something like that. That I'm just like, what do you mean you're not just going to take $150 gigs at fucking Admiral's Cup for the rest of your life? Like, no. I'll take a couple on a Wednesday, but no.
Right.
You know, and it's like, my whole thing is like, look, if that's what you want to do or if that's what you have to do, I totally respect that. But why can't you respect why is it not returned?
Yeah, it's not like you're saying you're better than them.
Exactly.
You just think you can fucking get to the next level of shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's just like anywhere you go, it's probably gonna be like the older people are just fucking dickheads to the young people for thinking they can do shit. Like I get that like almost on a weekly basis in comedy. Like I got my first hosting gig at Magoobies when I was like, I think I was 20. I think I was still 21 when I got that. And there's people in the comedy scene who are fucking like 45 and shit that still haven't done that. And like as soon as that happened, it was just like I went from being like, oh, you're just that young rascal to like, fuck this guy for thinking he's better than me. It's like, I never even said that. I just fucking
you just feel that way.
I just did my work.
I just tried.
When you enter in as a kid, it's like oh, like I kind of look up to these guys, like wow, and then you start doing, you're like, all right, we're officially on the same level now, and we're officially, I guess, technically in a way, competition. I don't look at you as competition,
right?
But you see me as like, and naturally so. It's like if you're in your like mid-30s and like you're already kind of, I want to say over the hill in terms of like, okay, at this point, it's safe to say this is what you're going to be doing. Like you're not going to get famous, I guess. You know, if you haven't, I don't want to say that because maybe, but like I'm saying, a lot of these guys, they feel that way, and it's like they just it's almost like it's like a jealousy thing, or I don't know what it is. I don't want to say all this stuff and be completely wrong. Right. All I'm saying is a lot of you guys are dicks, and I'm just hypothesizing why. If you weren't dicks, I would never be thinking any of these thoughts, dude.
I'm with you.
Wouldn't have to.
Wouldn't have to. I'd be like, hey, nice guy.
Yeah.
I think he might make it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have fucking pulled me aside at a comedy show and told me I was a hack, I wouldn't be trying to figure out where your fucking parents went wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
Turned you into this monster of a human. Fucking. That's it. Yeah, I've been blocked from Facebook for a week. So like,
yeah, dude.
What happened with that?
I can't. It started on.
I can't talk about it.
No.
Facebook will block this podcast.
No, I can look at Facebook, but I just can't post on it.
Damn, dude, you got ghosted.
You just let it lurk.
Yeah, I can't
dude.
send messages. I can't like accept or deny
post
friend
on
requests.
threads and shit.
I can't imagine that, dude. Just like fucking look at a status.
Dude,
like,
it's the worst
status.
because like
can't say shit.
I've seen people talking mad shit about me. Like
Really?
Not like mad shit, but like there's been like at least 3
Some,
threads.
like subtweets and shit.
A little bit of that, and then a little bit of like direct, like
damn.
people, like somebody tagged me in some shit, and it's just
Damn.
like, y'all are so fucking lucky that I'm not allowed to fucking get on here right now, because I'd be
What happened, dude? What'd you do?
So my friend made me a birthday cake.
Okay.
That said, had rainbow sprinkles and rainbow letters, and it was a rainbow cake, and it said "Happy Birthday, faggot." And it's like I'm at the point where like I don't get birthday presents, so that was probably the greatest.
That's a good present.
Yeah,
it
and
really
it was
is.
delicious
Very
cake.
nice, yeah.
Like he took a lot of time on the cake because he had to like cut it and layer it and make sure the rainbows were all
So it was
perfect.
handmade.
Yeah, dude. He's like sitting
That's
there in the kitchen,
amazing.
like
from scratch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so I posted a picture of it on Facebook and was like, I love my friends. This is a great birthday present. And then I got banned for a day. For
Did somebody
posting.
report you, or did Facebook just do it?
Facebook-
Oh, it had to have been reported though. You know.
No,
that right?
that one wasn't reported. Like it'll like because I've been like in the past.
Now what you're telling me is there's a faggot filter.
Dude, there's an algorithm that they have that picks out if you say bad words.
They can pick it up over
Damn.
a cake photo.
Yeah, dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See,
'Cause,
that
I
does
mean,
creep me out that they can like I'll like post a picture and they'll be like, do you want to tag these people? And it's like already the people that were in the picture. It's like, how the fuck do you know these
Dude,
people in this picture?
I got
Facebook?
fucking today. Somebody posted a picture of them and John Oliver, and I got tagged as John Oliver somehow. Somebody I don't even know. Like,
Fuck.
yeah,
So Facebook still got some issues. What you're telling me?
yeah. They're trying. They're like, hey, how
Working it
about
out.
stop saying faggot and be more like John Oliver? Yeah. So
This
I got.
is your new role model.
Yeah, I got a 1 day suspension for that, and then when I got back on, I said like, cause like I had to, in order to like get back from the 1 day ban, I had to watch videos about hate speech and like
serious?
yeah, Facebook made me watch two 5-minute
holy
videos.
shit.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah.
Did you take a questionnaire or anything?
No questionnaire, but you just
You
had
just
to
had to watch
these,
the videos.
Yeah, you
Are
had to
you
watch these
fucking
videos
serious?
about
That is
like
And they look through your webcam to make sure you're
right.
watching.
Yeah, dude, I was like, why is this
We
red dot
noticed
on?
you clicked to another tab, so we paused the video for you.
Yo, that holy
Yeah.
shit.
That was so fucking weird, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it made me do it again, and I was like, "All right, I get it. I won't say faggot anymore." So then, like, I got back on, and then I was like, it was this whole thing about how like, you know, you say the word, and that word is an attack on the gay community, and we're Facebook, and we won't have attacks on the gay community here. Or any community, and I'm like, me saying I didn't say faggots are scum.
It was
I
on
didn't
a
say,
cake.
Yeah, I didn't say kill the faggots. I said this is a great cake. Cake says faggot on it.
Happy birthday.
Like it was made with love, and it's an oxymoron that somebody would take the time to bake a cake and then
Oh
put
my
faggot on it.
God.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's
you're-
hilarious.
like-
It's literally
yeah,
hilarious.
like you're a faggot for baking it. Don't call me a faggot on it. Like, so then when I got back-
frosting tips, dude.
yeah, he went out and went to a fucking pastry making store.
Oh my goodness. I had no clue about the videos because I had seen a couple posts about it. I even liked a couple of the posts about like I've seen the cake. I had
I
heard
saw some free Matt Brown posts, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Well, what was
well,
it?
that was a whole different thing. Like, so I tried to. So when I came back onto Facebook, I was like, "Hey, Facebook banned me because my friend apparently hate speeched me on my birthday. What a fag, right?" And then, in the comments, somebody was like, "Oh, somebody snitched," and then I said, "Fags be fagging."
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then I posted another picture of the cake in the comments.
Oh no,
And then,
dude, it's already in the algorithm.
Right.
They know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
I-
get
I
fucking
mean,
suspended,
They
dude.
fucking checked the metadata.
Yeah,
They
I
call
already-
you
Ones
the
and zeros
office.
spelling out faggot.
So then that gave me, because I did those 3 things, I got 3 days. And then when I got back from that, I tried to suicide bomb my Facebook. So I posted
I
the
remember
cake
that
again.
too.
Because like while I was banned from Facebook, that's when like that whole like men are scum thing started going around.
Yeah,
And
dude.
people were getting banned for that. And then I saw people that were like, you know, free whoever for posting men are scum and getting blocked from Facebook. And I'm like, where the fuck's my love? You know, like I've fucking.
Well, you're a amen, dude.
Yeah, dude, you're scum, dude.
I
That's,
know.
That's,
Yeah. So when I came back, I was like, "Fuck all y'all," and I posted the picture of the cake again, and then like it stayed up for a while, like a couple days, and then I made another post that said, "Guns are the best defense against rape, and rape is the best defense against guns." And then
what
I
does
got.
the second part mean?
I know. I don't know. It just sounded like it went with it. So then somebody reported me for that one.
Oh my
because
God.
it told me somebody reported this, so I was blocked for a day from that. But
Wow,
then
dude.
Facebook was like, "Hey, wait a second! You also posted a picture of that cake again." 7 days.
Under a review of your profile. You keep posting this cake, buddy.
Facebook sounds like fucking middle school right now, dude. The fucking videos is beyond me. That's
I know.
insane, dude.
I
Like,
know.
what are they trying to
Did
do?
they send you like a personalized video this
It's got
time?
like pictures of me in it.
Like, we know where you live. Your address gets posted up on the screen.
It felt like
Stop posting cake
It
pictures.
felt like when they changed Mexican pizza to Fiesta pizza.
Dude, Holy. What were like? Okay, so you could, but you the whole time you were still allowed to browse Facebook. See, that's what's creepy to me about it is that like they still let you like lurk around and like keep the addiction,
Yeah.
right? Because they don't want to completely
They don't
kick you
cold
off
turkey,
the juice,
yeah.
dude.
Right.
Because then if you go 7 days without Facebook, you might be like, you know what? Fuck Facebook. I don't even fucking want to be on Facebook right now. This
and
shit
instead,
sucks.
I'm looking at everybody having a good time talking shit about
And now
me.
now you're just building up fucking like 1 week of fucking like I'm gonna go back to this status 5 days ago, fucking comment something. Fuck you.
12:43 p.m. tomorrow when they reinstate me. I'm going fucking ham. Like, because it's like,
that's weird.
Because I said like, where's my support? Fuck all y'all, and I posted that picture. So like when I did get banned, like there were a couple comics, and like my girlfriend who posted like free Matt Brown shit. And then like there were people that were going, like somebody went on to my girlfriend's post and was like just like trying to figure out why. They just wanted the scoop. And then like when my girlfriend would tell them, like this one girl in particular was just like, oh, that's the one, and like all this other shit, and like he says fucked up shit all the time, blah blah blah. And then like somebody else made a post about like mediocre women comics getting booked on shit, and like
What?
yeah,
Your
and
girlfriend's not even a comic.
well no, and then like somebody was like, well, what about average male comics? And then somebody tagged me, and then and like 4 people were just like, yeah, his like fucking like quoting my jokes saying they suck and shit, and I'm just like,
These are comics that like are
Dude, it's like I
on
can't
the
even
scene?
remember your jokes.
yeah,
dude.
it was
Sorry.
DC comics that were doing it, and it's just like, I don't fucking care. Like I get it. I got booked at the DC Improv, and y'all are still fucking open micing. I'm sorry that I fucking put work in. I don't know what to tell you. Like I sent fucking over 200 emails to the DC Improv before I got one open mic spot. So like,
wow.
anybody that fucking feels like that, and like they were saying like I didn't deserve the shit that I get. Like they were saying like I don't deserve to feature at Magoobies, and I don't deserve to work at the Improv and shit. And it's like, y'all don't even fucking know what I do. Like,
Yeah, dude, you're grinding.
I'll drive. Yeah, I drive to fucking like West Virginia and Pennsylvania because I'm tired of the motherfuckers around here. Like I'm gonna go to a shittier open mic farther away just because I hate y'all. Like,
Yeah, man. It's yeah, I don't know. I've been stepping back from the open mic scene just because it's like, I don't know. A lot of them just aren't fun anymore.
yeah, they're not fun anymore.
I don't know. Mainly just sidebar, but there's like so many new people. It's weird and like,
Wait, you're saying Sidebar isn't fun anymore?
no, sidebar's still fun.
Okay, I was just
there
trying to
on
clarify.
Monday.
I was trying to clarify
No,
that.
sidebar's
Sidebar's dope, but you're talking about
Sidebar's
other
the
ones.
best.
Okay.
Sidebar could never not be fun just
Always
because that's
there.
where everybody is.
Yeah.
That's where all the fun people come.
Yeah,
to.
that's the one. That's the one that the only one that I'll go to. And
But
like, watch you guys
it's
and stuff.
I don't know. It's just fucking like my dad. He's never been like full on like supporting of me doing comedy, mainly because of my material. And he texted me the other day and said, "Hey, your stepmom just made me watch a feminist comedy video, and I just want to let you know I support you and what you say fully now."
Yo.
I was like, yeah, Dad, just fucking come on over. Come on over.
I
join
love
the
you,
team."
faggot.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah, it's just fucking. It's just like it's. I can't
Rough
get
out here, dog.
Yeah, there was like I saw a post today from another comic, like a more famous comic, that he got an email from Just for Laughs, like the Montreal Festival, that said they weren't going to bring him back because his act was too sexual, and in light of recent sexual assault allegations, and apparently like the dude that runs Just for Laughs for like 30 years has been sexually assaulting people.
Oh my god.
So it's
Oh
like
my
they were like, we're
God.
not. They sent a whole bunch of people fucking emails like, we can't bring you back this year unless you promise not to do sexual material, because we're not gonna have sexual material anymore.
Dude,
It's like,
Canada's
that
the
was like
fucking-
Aaron Berg, right?
yeah. You
that
saw
was
that?
fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It's like, and like when I went up to Canada, I was like,
Yeah, you were just up there like a couple weeks ago.
yeah, I was like, I gotta make sure I don't like slip up and say the wrong thing, because like you could call somebody a bitch the wrong way and you could get a fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, it's elite. Like literally, they fucking. Canada's next fucking level, dude.
It's tricky, dude. Tricky up
Next
there.
level, dude. They passed those
Tricky
laws.
Canucks.
Jesus, Canucks, dude.
Yeah, those fucking Canucks, dog. That Canada's so goddamn weird. It's like they think they're better than us, but it's like you're the exact same as us. Like,
Did you hear about the Did you hear about the woman who showed? I forgot what college she teaches at, but she was in like some type of class, and she showed a video of Jordan Peterson debating with the students. You know Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
And like basically just like it was about like the gender pronouns, and it was like they were talking to the class about like they were having a discussion about it, and she got fucking called in by the administration and said that like she can't, like students in the class were offended and she can't show those type of videos, and like that she was like promoting hate or something like that, and like it was like holy shit, like it's like almost Orwellian when you think of it. Like that's how that shit starts.
Yeah, and everything seems Orwellian now. Like,
Yeah, and Canada, if you want a good example of the direction that we're headed, Canada's a perfect example of that. As it comes to like social things, I would say, like that's.
It's weird. They're like fucking 10 years, 15 years behind us when it comes to like music and like how people dress and shit.
Yeah.
But then like they're also ahead of us in the being a pussy department. Like,
Well, they got all those Asians now.
dog, I got so high I forgot whether I was in fucking Canada or Asia. Like, have you ever
Am I
been
doing
to
a show for the troops? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all have ever seen downtown Toronto, but it's like Hong Kong and that bitch. It's so goddamn
Oh my
weird.
It's
God.
like in Chinatown, baby.
And honestly, I'd never seen an Asian girl's butt in real life.
Yeah.
But up there, like Asian girls walk around in like the shortest shorts, like
Do they have
butt
nice
cheeks.
butts?
I mean, it's like what you'd expect.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I don't know. Oh, fuck. It's whatever. Yeah, like, they're cool.
Cool butts.
cool butts.
Like Abby, my girlfriend and I were like walking into our, like we were staying in this like downtown. They have like this big ass like condominium building that has like guest suites. So that's where we were staying. Like we were like,
Yeah, you guys had a sick looking balcony. It looked like right over Niagara Falls.
oh,
and
that
shit.
was that. Well, that was when we were in Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
But when
Makes
we were in,
sense.
We were in Toronto. It was just like it was a cool little. It was like an apartment, but it was all right. But like we were like walking. You have to like go through this like locked like big door to get to the elevators, and like as soon as we opened the fucking door, there was just some Asian girl like in just her panties.
Nice.
Like, and I was just like,
This is my
she-
girlfriend Abby.
Right. Abby was like, fucking turn around, wait for her to get in the elevator,
she
and then
seemed cool.
we get in a different one. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, what's wrong? This seems like a fun person. We're only going to the third floor. We might as well just get in the elevator.
She might be going to the third floor too. Who knows?
That's where the pool is. Like, she's dressed for the pool. But yeah, it's just like it was so fucking.
Twitter
So
kind
many
of started
Asian
off
butts.
because Twitter heavily. The thing that bugs me about Twitter is like people post literal porn on Twitter.
Yeah, dude, my favorite Twitter account is Sweet Buttholes. It's just pictures of nice buttholes.
Dude, mine is 30-second fights.
Ooh,
It's just like 30-second fight videos, and they post them all the fucking time. It's
That
amazing.
sounds good.
It's the best, dude.
what's crazy to me is
Wait,
they
you gotta
won't.
get out of here soon.
I can say I live way closer than I thought I did.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm only like 12 minutes from here, so
So-
Oh, sick.
so-
Nice.
yeah, I can stay till like 12:30.
Okay, perfect.
Fuck yeah. What were you saying, dude? My bad.
Just
that wasn't
30-second
my bad.
fights. I think you were gonna say
You
something.
were saying something.
Oh, yeah, I was saying something.
I interrupted myself.
Yeah. What the fuck was I saying? Hold on. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that it's weird that they'll allow like porn on there and like literal fucking fights and shit like that, which I'm all for both, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna watch them either way.
Right.
If they're not on Twitter, I'm gonna find fights. I'm gonna find porn.
That's what Will
Like
says.
I know where to go, and I'm gonna get it. But they'll literally. But the thing that they won't allow is like just kind of like ideas they disagree with.
Twitter?
Yeah, dude.
So I've never had a problem with Twitter. I've said a lot of fucked up shit on Twitter.
They banned Milo though.
Oh well, yeah, his is different though. He says he
Yeah.
says like super like I don't
Yeah,
have
He
a
had like
problem.
a big audience, and he was like inciting some shit.
Yeah,
True.
he says like real fucked up shit. I mean, it's like satire that he's doing it, but it's also like he says it like he means it. You know, like. But it's fucking.
The thing that's tough about him is he's like a gay dude, so it's like he gets away with so much more, dude. If he was a straight guy, it'd be all over for him, dude.
There's a YouTube guy named like Steven Crowder or something. Have you seen the video? It's him and Milo and some other guy, and they were at like some college in Maine, and like Milo was like he kept saying faggot and stuff, and like the crowd just like fucking turned on him, and this Steven Crowder guy just went ham on the fucking all the college kids.
Oh, I have seen that video. Yeah,
There's like this really big fat girl that was just like fucking like she was like, get your hate speech off my campus, and she was just like screaming and her fucking arms were flailing, and it's like,
I saw that.
she did it for like 5 minutes and then like wiped her brow, like it took a lot out of her. Like,
She made an effort, dude.
that's what I did a show in Philly, and it was like an improv like Family Feud but for comedians, and there were these
Yeah, you and Leland, right?
yeah, there
Oh,
were these
yeah.
like the other team was like it was me, Leland, and Lemaire Lee, who's so me and two black guys versus two feminists and this guy who was like a poor man's Kurt Metzger, and like
And they had to do like they were all improv people, right?
yeah,
And you guys were all
everybody except
stand-ups.
for the other team was all improv, and then our team was all stand-ups,
Fuck
and it
yeah.
was like the goal was to be as funny as possible with like your bad opinions, so like or unpopular opinions, shit like that. Like our team captain, his was racism is funny. So like that's
Was that Lemaire?
yeah. And then Leland's was like pregnant women should be the police force. Like we should replace the police force with pregnant women. And mine was women are funny. Because I knew a feminist would have to fucking sit there and say women aren't funny for 2 minutes. And dude, it worked to perfection.
Oh my god!
And like, dude, it was like, but it was weird because like they're all like talking about rape and shit like that, and it's like nobody wants to rape you, you know.
Yeah.
And also, like they're trying to tell everybody else how to live their life, and it's like you walked 3 feet from your stool to the mic to do your thing, and the first thing you do when you get to the mic is. Like you're so
oh, well,
fucking.
she's upset.
Yeah, you're so fucking
Just to get
out of
that
shape.
across.
Like just getting up and walking over to a mic has you out of breath. Like, don't fucking try to tell anybody how to do anything. Like,
I feel you.
I don't want to be sizist, but I feel like if you're fat, you don't have room to talk about anything.
I just think that the main thing is that nobody has the right to tell anyone how they need to be living their life.
Yeah.
Like even if she was perfectly in shape and everything like that, like I don't need you to stand up on stage. Like you're just a fucking comedian.
Yeah,
like you're
supposed
not
to be.
saying that like I'm saying that nobody should be allowed to do that, but like especially like the kind of fucking like ego that you must have to be like you walk fucking 3 steps from your bar stool and get up on stage and think that you have the right to be like, see guys, I'm doing it right. You're the ones fucking up, but here's how. Like it's just like I don't want to fucking like what kind of I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't. It's just weird that like I'm a comedian who you have to, as a comedian you have to watch what you say around other comedians, which is like.
Because they'll steal shit or that they'll get offended?
No,
It's because
yeah,
they'll get offended.
The latter.
Or yeah.
See, that's still like the most. That's the most like.
Can I get one of them?
Yeah, dude. Here, let's take this one. Freshly opened.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, let me get one more too.
But yeah, it's like
Thank you.
I don't know.
Open it for me.
Yeah. Bush. I'm a guest.
Bush. Bush
That
beer.
Bush plug. But yeah,
Pretty good.
Yeah, feminism's whack. I don't know. I felt like I saw this one.
I don't know. I agree with most of the feminist shit, but it's just been like taken too far, like any fucking ideological movement.
Yeah, I know yeah. When I say feminists are whack, I mean like feminism is cool.
Cool idea.
Yeah, but the people that carry it out fucking blow.
Well, like the most vocal people usually tend to be like the shittiest.
I just don't like the idea that like I don't even care what your opinion is, but the fact that they like hush at when you state yours, that's just like it crushes the art of comedy. I mean, it's just like, what's the point anymore?
Yeah, like fucking Lenny Bruce and Richard Pryor and George Carlin, like all these people fucking got arrested for our right to try to make anything funny.
Yeah, and at the time, people thought the reasoning, and people would be like, "Oh, Lenny Bruce wasn't comparable because he was just getting locked up for like cursing and stuff like that." And like that's not a big deal. Like who gives a shit about cursing? But like no, the logic at the time was the same logic that you guys are using now. That type of language corrupts people and it's fucking dangerous and it incites certain emotions and shit like that.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they were right. We've kind of taken a nosedive.
Yeah, we should have done it. but like that's the same logic that's applied now, but you don't see it because you're like, well, no, but this thing that we've all decided is what's dangerous and that's the thing that like that back then they were just stupid, but right now we know this is it. It's like, no, dude, it's the same fucking thing. It's been this way. Right. It's been this way. There are the people that fucking like. There's always gonna be the people that like. I mean, if anything, you could venture to say that up until like recently, it's kind of gotten progressively more free, and then all of a sudden, like real recently, it just kind of got shut down, dude.
I think I'd agree with that. Like 10 years ago, there was a lot more fucking vulgar stuff out there.
I mean, it seems like all this like crazy. I know that the whole like activism shit has been around for forever, but like I feel like really wouldn't you say like in the past like 2-3 years, it's like just been like.
Yeah, it's been like unrelenting. It's just I think it's all because like. I'm not blaming Obama, but like the no, but it's just like he had to go. The 2 terms were up, and then people are like, well, no matter what happens now, we're never going to be as great as when we had that black guy. Yeah,
I mean, it could. I think that it was definitely more. I think it was.
Yeah, we peaked.
Oh yeah,
we peaked, dude.
Well, I mean, Obama leaving, but if any other president other than Trump would have gotten in, the shit wouldn't have gotten amped up like to that degree, you know. I'm not saying that Trump caused it because he wanted to cause it, but like the fact that he ran and the way the media put it out there contributed to like now people like literally it's like we're like not even. It's like we're like 2 separate countries almost. And normally that shit dies down after the election. Because I remember talking to Eric like right after it happened.
That's
and I was
what Russia wants.
Well, I remember talking to Eric right afterwards, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's really bad." And we were both kind of like, "Yeah, but it'll probably die down." Like, you know, like once you're just back to your day to day, like regular life, and you just forget about who the president is, and like just the same way. It's like every 4 years it gets like this. I was like, "All right, maybe you're right." Has not died down, dude.
Yeah.
It has only, if anything, it's gotten worse.
I think Trump might be getting more coverage than like any president ever has. Like
Trump's getting more coverage than anything ever.
Yeah, he's keeping like the fucking all those news channels in business.
Yeah, dude.
Well, that and all these fucking sexual assaults.
Dude, when he gets out of office, he's gonna have like the most watched reality TV show on the planet.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He'll be like 80 or something, though. Can you do a reality show when you're 80?
Dude, of course.
How couldn't
as long as he's living, he can do one, probably.
True.
Yeah, as long as he can speak, because that's all that matters. Is as long as you can keep that fucking crazy mouth of his going, just fucking spouting off shit. He's just like a regular grandpa.
He really is, dude.
He just fucking doesn't think. He doesn't have a filter. He just says shit.
That's where I look at him. It's like I don't see him as like the way he's kind of like pushed out is like he's like this evil like fucking white supremacist with this agenda and like colluding with Russia. It's this big fucking conspiracy or whatever. I'm just like, I think what really happened was there was just a dude who just fucking talked shit and spoke his mind, and America fucked with that.
His way into office.
Yes. America fucked with that so hard. They didn't give a shit. Like I don't think like the idea to me, the idea that spun is like, okay, so what you're trying to tell me is that 48% of the voting population in this country is a white supremacist. I can't believe that, especially considering that for the past 8 years we elected a black guy twice in a row.
Right.
Like and then even worse, the people that will be like, oh, it was sexism because they didn't. It's like, does anybody really fucking believe it was sexism, dude? Like,
Yeah, does that mean people didn't vote for Bernie Sanders because he was Jewish?
Exactly. Like the fucking the bigoted guys were like, I'm fine with the black guy, but no, fuck no, I'm not gonna put a woman. It's like, no, like you can't. It's not, if you're trying to explain the entire thing right now just through like hate, like, oh, hate one, hate this. Like, no, there's no fucking way. I think the majority of people were just like, I fucking like, have you seen the other politicians? Dude, they fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, they're not as cool as Trump.
They suck.
Dude,
like,
You
Trump
know they're lying.
Yeah.
You know they're not telling
Dude,
the truth.
Jeb Bush.
right.
Like the fucking,
Please clap.
The fucking runt of the Bush family.
Yeah.
The fucking Shermanator Marquez.
Like a G Money haircut.
I forgot who the Shermanator was.
The Shermanator, dude.
Jeb Bush is the Shermanator.
What if Trump dropped that one, dude? That would have been legendary.
He just puts his hand on his head. Oh, he's coming at me. Dude, fucking.
He just, people say he made like people say he made the political system a joke, but I think in reality it kind of woke a lot of people up to how much of a joke it already was.
Yeah.
Like once there was somebody in there, because like the Democrats and Republicans, they're kind of like the same. They're kind of I mean, it super cliche, but they're two sides of the same coin. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're just people out for their own. They're just like. It's a private company. Democrats and Republicans, those political parties are private companies.
Yeah, the whole government.
They're
is.
no different than AT&T competing with Verizon or Pepsi and Coke. It's the same fucking thing. They're just two private companies. People are so ingrained with associating Democrats and Republicans with the government, they start to think that they are the government. But they're not. They're people vying for positions in the government. But people, like, you lose sight of that, and then you don't. Then you start to recognize, like, oh shit, like this fucking guy as the candidate right now, he's no different than the fucking general manager at Cheesecake Factory. Like, he's a company guy, gets promoted up the ranks, like willing to do whatever it takes, whatever hours, like say whatever he needs to say to like advance his career, and then that's who you're presented with as a public. And then you have this guy come along. It's like, you guys fucking kidding me? Look at this. This is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
This is a fucking joke. You got no energy. Like, it was like people were like, fuck yeah, dude. That's a
Hell
fucking joke.
He's entertaining as shit.
And whether you know, I guess my whole thing is like, even if you dislike Trump or like Trump, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, we make a big mistake when we assume that the entire appeal behind him was the racism and the fucking sexism. I personally don't think that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know. It's just like he's so polarizing in that sense of like, you either think he is or you think he isn't, and it's really neither. Like,
Yeah.
he's just he's a dope that's got a lot of money. He's real popular. He's real good at talking shit. Like, real good at it. And people love, dude, Don Rickles, fucking like Jeff Ross. People love it when people roast people, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's putting a flame to everybody.
Dude, he trained up. He had that Comedy Central roast.
Have you seen?
Apparently, he like wrote most of his own jokes, but they didn't make the cut.
I bet. Have you guys seen? There's like a documentary on Netflix about what's his name, fucking Roger Stone or whatever, the dude that ran Trump's campaign, and it's like that guy is also Donald Trump. Like, like they are the same. But the guy's like, I win. That's what I do. You want to win? You fucking. You know? And it's like he like got kicked out of like being a campaign manager because he was corrupt, and then Trump was like, dude, I want this guy.
This guy wants to win, dude.
This is the winning squad over here. Like fucking. Yeah, it's like Trump's whole like campaign and his cabinet. It's like fucking. God damn it! Why am I blanking on Rick Ross's?
Monstars, baby.
Rick
What?
Ross's
fucking record company, because like we're like
what the fuck is it? Holy
MMG.
MMG.
Fucking
Maybach Music.
Maybach
Music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like he just gets people and they just get arrested right away, like fucking Gunplay and Meek Mill and all that shit. It's like,
Dude, Wale is keeping it clean though.
that is true, but he's falling.
Is he on Maybach?
Yeah.
Wale, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah, dude. He used to do New Year's parties every year at the Fillmore in Silver Spring.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like you would go to him, and it was like every 5 seconds it would be that Maybach music.
Maybach music.
Yeah. That was like that was one of the first times I ever saw live comedy because they had a comedian hosting it. So like they would like the DJ would be playing music and the comedian would just be walking around like hyping people up and shit.
Fuck yeah.
And he was like I long dick him leg, and he would just hump all the way across the stage. And that for like 5 minutes, fucking killed.
Maybach music. Hell yeah. Dude, the Fillmore's, I've only ever been to one show there, and it was a Riff Raff show.
Oh no. Did he have the fucking Party Panda guy open for him?
I don't think so. He's had like a DJ.
Oh.
But there were so many fucking white trash dudes there dressed exactly like Riff Raff. And it was like before Riff Raff got jacked, so like anyone could do it, you know? Any skin and bones fucking white dude could get pink dreads and fucking just leave their pants below their ass cheek.
Neon icon.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God.
I knew a girl
lit.
who like got like VIP passes. And so like she went on his tour bus and there's just like a bunch of like 13, 14-year-old girls on there and shit.
Weird.
Yeah.
We tried to sneak on his tour bus, and I had like an alcohol wristband that I tried turning inside out, and then me and my
Too old
friend
to get off the
Will,
bus.
like,
Riff Raff only fucks young boys.
we fucking okay, so it's crazy. It was like a really weird but fun night, but he like hit me up. He was like, I want to go to this show. I bought 2 tickets, but no one wants to go to me. So he like hit me up. So we went there. We were like drinking the parking garages in Silver Spring and shit.
Yeah.
But since they're like free garages, like the police patrol them.
Mm-hmm.
So like we just kept spilling beer in my car because we kept like jumping down and like dropping our drinks and shit. And we ended up just like parking and then just like drinking beers on the run, like walking through like apartment complexes and shit. But like we finally get to the show. And we're just like chilling, having a good time, dude. Honestly, Riff Raff is like a dope show to see because
I
like
bet.
it's just simple ass lyrics and like choruses. So like by the first go around, you're just singing it by like, you know,
Yeah.
the end of
I'm
the
the
song.
white
Fuck
Alan
yes.
Ivy.
Fun, dude.
I'm the white Wesley Snipes.
Tiptoed in my Jordans was like hot at the time, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was lit.
Tip.
And but we took a picture because like in the Fillmore when you go down the stairs to the bathroom, it's like the window to the front, and there are like 3 Riff Raffs just chilling out front, and one of them had their ass against the window, and his just ass was completely out, so I just got a nice pic next to it. But
This is perfect.
dude, we like splinter celled up to the tour bus after the show. We like ran up against like SUVs and tried to get, and we got to the back of the line. And there are like 2 reporters for like a newspaper in Frederick or some shit. And we're like trying to just talk to them to try to like sneak in with them. And we like told them our whole deal. We're like, yeah, we just like snuck over here. Like we're not supposed to be here. And
We're trying to get in too. Keep count.
And they're like, all right, good luck. And we like got up to the door, and like right as we were walking on, the bouncer like grabbed my wrist and looked at my fucking shit. And he was like, nah, and where's your buddies? And he just didn't even have shit because he was like 19. He couldn't get alcohol.
He was like, all right, you can get one. You're good to go.
Young, supple enough.
Touch your toes. All right, you can get on.
Checking for scoliosis.
But dude, I wish, dude.
The Fillmore's such a fucking dope spot.
It's fun. Man.
I've seen a bunch of concerts there. It's where my dad saw Evanescence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, he fucking went and saw them again a few months ago too. I hate it when my dad goes and see
Yeah.
Evanescence.
Your dad's an Evanescence fan?
Big Evanescence fan.
my
I,
God.
I had no idea.
That's a weird thing for your dad to be a fan of.
Like, dude, tell me about it. His favorite band is Fish. And then he also
I mean, Fish is like a cool thing to say your dad's into.
well, yeah, I mean, like my dad.
Evanescence,
your
like
dad
dude, your
smokes
dad
weed.
like your dad likes Evanescence. That's kind of like I wouldn't even tell people that.
I know, dude. I have a bit about it because, like, when he told me, he was like, "I'm going to see Evanescence tonight." And I was like, "What the fuck? You like
Are you a
Evanescence?"
pedophile?
He came out to you.
He's like, "I've been rocking with Evanescence for years," and put up the devil horns. I was like,
No,
no.
Evanescence
Dad,
is
no,
not
please.
a devil horn.
Yeah, please. I'm gonna have to kill myself if you do.
Not
go
gonna
to
lie, I respect them because like the one song I know from them, and it's that's a good song, dude. That's a good song.
Yeah.
When that song comes on the radio, I'm not switching the radio. Like
Yeah,
I'm listening that song out.
My dad's like, that chick can sing, man. I'm like, I don't give
Dude,
a
he's
shit.
a crush, dude. Your dad's a crush.
He's crushing on the Evanescence girl.
For sure, dude.
That's so fucking. Yeah, that's the type of shit you get with a Jewish family. Just
Nah,
weird,
dude.
weird music taste.
My dad loves like all that old shit. He like used to go to like Alanis Morissette concerts and shit with my mom.
No.
But more recently, he's like all amped up because like Jefferson Starship, he likes them.
Oh, Jefferson
And they got like a
Starship's cool.
new lead singer for their live shows. And like in one of the last shows, my mom took a picture and framed it for him. And it's like a picture of him and the new lead singer outside of the venue. And it's so fucking funny.
Oh.
It's like adorable, dude.
Your dad sounds cute.
Oh no, dude! It's the worst way for a dad to be described.
Adorable.
No.
That's why I said it, dude. I hope he hears that.
Yeah.
My oldest brother is like obsessed with Tom Jones.
Tom Jones is cool though.
Dude, he like his wife hates Tom Jones, and he like forces her to go to Tom Jones concerts with him. She told me the last time they went, like they haven't been in like 2 years because the last time they went, she brought a pair of his underwear and threw it.
Oh,
at
no.
the stage. Like that's Tom Jones's thing. is that
Shit.
people throw their undies at him.
I
Oh
can't believe
my
he's still
God.
doing it, dude. I bet you the chicks that are throwing underwear are not chicks you want to be throwing underwear.
They
Tom
probably
Jones
look like
concert?
dudes' underwear.
Oh
Might have
no,
mistaken
dude, that's got to
them.
be disgusting at this point. Like you kind of got to shift your gig a little bit at that age. Like it's just weird to me if you're like a 60-year-old sex symbol. It's like
Change the lyrics up. To
yeah,
shit.
like or just something like I don't
Not
know.
unusual.
That's just crazy to me.
To piss your pants at any time. Fucking, dude, he's like older than that. He's like 70, so he's got
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's
him
fucking.
and fucking Wayne Newton, the fucking kings of getting pussy in Vegas.
Kings, dude.
Yeah. Sinatra
Just take a
died.
break from those slot machines. So say my show.
Dude, I had a it's just kind of weird. I just want to fucking like it. I was at this gig at downtown after the Ravens game. It was at this place called the Firehouse Tavern.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the
dude, they're
big.
all-
That's the big pregame spot.
Yeah, dude, and post game I've come to find.
Oh.
So they hired me to do acoustic from right after the game for like 2 hours, and so I'm doing this gig, and it was dope. Dude. It was fucking awesome. Like everybody, I was like, they were like digging it. Fucking tons of tips. It was fucking awesome. Like
The Ravens won, I guess.
Ravens won. I was
Hell
that was the whole
yeah.
time I was thinking. Like the whole game, I was like, dude, if the Ravens lose, this gig's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like because like
Dude,
everybody's just
I'm
gonna go
get
home.
mugged.
Yeah. But they fucking won. We beat Detroit. It was fucking awesome. And I was like, okay, dope. So I'm playing the music, and we're done. And I'm packing up, and I walk outside, and this like older woman is like, let me get your number real quick. And I was like, oh no, not again. and she was like, "Cause somebody hit the back of your car." And I was like, oh no, not again. And I'm like looking at it, and I can't really see anything. She's like, you're not gonna be able to see it right now, but like I know the guy, so just take my number down, text me tomorrow, I'll give you his information. And I was like, I'm like looking around, I don't see any damage. And my car's a piece of fucking shit, dude. My car sucks. Like the lights don't work anymore. The roof is like falling down. Like it's just like my tire goes flat every bit, dude. It just goes fucking flat for no reason. Probably get a new tire.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like an easy
Man,
fix.
Yeah, dude. My car fucking sucks, dude. And this guy, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I can't see anything. And I just turned to him, I was like, so is this guy like a cool guy or is he like a dick? And she was like, the second one. And I was like, oh, really? And because apparently he was like, you know, he's probably drinking,
He
leaving
was
the
a
Ravens
cool
game.
guy. He would stick around.
Well, the
Right.
thing is like, I don't know. When you're drinking, sometimes you're just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I
Like,
shouldn't be
I don't
driving.
go.
dude. I gotta go.
I've already fucked up. I haven't even made it out the lot yet. I've already blown it. I gotta get home. It's a good sign. I better go home.
And I walk up to my car, beer in hand. And I'm thinking, I just want to go home.
And so apparently she like yelled at him. She's like, "Hey, you hit this guy's car," and he just drove off. And I was like, "Oh shit. Okay, well that's ass. That's kind of ass."
Yeah.
And so the next day, I'm waking up and I'm like, I really, really don't give a fuck about this scratch. Like I looked at it, I was like, now, if anything, my car looks better because it matches the other bumper. Like it kind of looks like
He evened it out for you.
Symmetry.
Like I was like, all right, I kind of dig this, dude. Nice feng shui. And I'm fucking looking at it and I'm like, dude, I just know this is one of those situations where I might look back on it and be like, see, you could have picked up like an extra $100 by calling the insurance company and just like, if you can do it, why not do it? And I was like thinking of that, but I was also like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, but I almost feel like I'm just scheming at this point. Because, like, if it was, like, something that really mattered to me, like my old car, like, I would want to get it fixed,
Yeah.
But I know damn well I don't give a fuck about this car. I don't give a fuck about this scratch.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 2003 Oldsmobile Aurora.
Oh, an Oldsmobile.
Yeah, dude.
Great.
It fucking
dude.
sucks.
You probably
dude.
couldn't even get it fixed. They can't even find like a spare
Right.
bumper anywhere.
We don't have this paint anymore. I don't even know what the fuck
Yeah.
this is.
Your car's totaled. The cost of a new bumper actually outweighs your Kelly Blue Book.
That would have been hilarious.
Here's $300.
So I'm like, and so anyway, I text the woman, I get the information, and she gives me his name, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do something about it, just cause, whatever. And so I don't, of course, because I didn't, because I said I would, and then I fucking got distracted and didn't do it. And I get a call later that night from the dude.
Oh, shit.
And he leaves me a message. He's like, hey, this is so-and-so. I believe our cars were involved in like a collision or something. And I was like, what a weird way to phrase that, dude. Just say, I definitely hit your car.
Right.
I was yelled at about it, and now you have my number. so like this, and I was like, God, I just really don't feel like dealing with this right now. I don't feel like doing any of this shit. Like
Right.
I don't really want the money really that bad.
I don't want to talk to this guy.
Like,
He's an
yeah,
asshole.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like I was thinking about, I was like, okay, at best it's gonna be like my deductible's $500. I'm gonna have to pay for it up front and then get like subrogated the money. Like later on, it's gonna be like $300. It's like, it's not worth it. It's too much fucking effort.
And then your insurance goes up anyway
Yeah, exactly.
because you were
Yeah,
involved.
But
we
the
see
main-
you got some extra money laying around. There.
The main thing is I just couldn't settle myself with the fact that I knew deep inside that I was literally only doing this to like make a quick buck if I were to do it, like it just didn't seem right to me. Like I knew damn well that if I did it to someone, and you know what, someone when I was driving to my job down in Columbia when I was like 19 or something like that. On my first day on the job, I was driving to orientation, and there was like a marathon running through Columbia, and this woman just stops for no reason, like on the exit, and I'm like not really paying attention. I'm like trying to get to work on time because naturally I'm running late. It's my first day, running late already, and I just fucking lightly tapped this woman's back bumper, but like cops were like monitoring the race, so I literally did this right in front of a cop. And it was like a cadet. It was like his first mission, dude. It was like his first thing he ever did.
I got one.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, both of you stay in your cars. And I was like, all right, dude, it's 8 a.m. Like, this is a middle-aged woman. I'm a fucking 19-year-old dude. Like, nothing's about to go down right now.
Right.
Like, just let me fucking. And so he like gets her information, gets my information. And I was like, officer, can I just like step out and just say a quick word to this woman? And I step out and I go to the window. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying to get to work right now. Like, this doesn't normally happen, like, blah, 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 like the classic shit. And she never reported to the insurance company. She never did anything about it,
That's clutch.
which I thought was super
That's
cool.
dope.
That's clutch.
And so, like, when this happened to me, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do shit about it. And so I'm driving home today, and I'm like, just fucking like, I'm talking to myself in the fucking car. I'm just like, fucking arguing back and forth, like trying, like, I don't fucking know what the fuck I was doing. I'm just driving down York Road, and I'm not paying attention. I'm looking out the window. I'm fucking talking about something. And this car just stops in front of me. And I just fucking slam on the brakes. My car's... And it literally came... I thought I hit the car. I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And immediately the first thing that came to my mind was like, this is fucking weird. Because I was literally about to report this dude for hitting me, and I didn't.
And then I hit this guy way harder.
Yeah. and I'm waiting for the person to get out of the car and be like, what the fuck, dude? Never got out. She kept driving, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's like driving down the road to like pull off on the thing because it's like rush hour traffic. You
Yeah.
can't stop in the middle of the road. Maybe he just, as soon as I'm, dude just gets off on the beltway and just fucking goes. And I'm driving home and I'm like, it was just fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking, it was like I thought 100% I hit that car. Like I felt a bump, and he's pulling away, and it turns out like there was no marks on his bumper. It turns out like I was like fucking that. Like it stopped right the fuck there, dude.
Damn.
And I was like, I consider it. I call those things like a wink from the universe, like one of those moments, because it was like in that moment I was like, I think I did the right thing. I think it was a good thing that I didn't scheme this dude out of money for accidentally hitting my car.
Right.
Because like it's just weird shit like that makes me think things like, you know, like that's one of the, I don't know, it's just like weird like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I could have. Well, I got rear-ended by like a really old man who he hit me real hard, and I could have like sued him for like close to like $30,000. But I was like, this dude's fucking 91. Like, I don't want to do this to this old man. Like,
Yeah.
he was probably way more like. At the time of the accident, I wasn't like, I didn't like, he rear-ended me at like 60 miles an hour, and I was stopped.
Holy
I
shit.
was like the last car on Beltway traffic, and he mixed his pedals up and fucking ran. I was looking at my iPod. I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to some Lil Boozy. And then, like next thing I know, I'm laying down in my car. I'm like, how am I like? He hit me so hard that like when I went forward and came back, I snapped the seat off.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I got out of the car and I was all like, bleh, I was like throwing up and shit, and then like,
Holy shit.
yeah, it was my first ambulance ride, and
What?
then like, yeah, and like I went to the hospital and like they told me I had a concussion and shit, and like the doctor was like, yeah, you're they did MRIs on my back, and the doctor was like, yeah, it might not hurt now because your adrenaline's pumping, but your back has aged like 15 years basically from that accident.
Jeez.
So like I didn't feel like. It
Rubbed off some of that old person on you.
dude. Yeah, I was like, yo, he hit me so hard, his age transferred into me. Like,
He walks out, he's like, well, I feel great. This is amazing.
Like my back.
I feel 68 again. This is great.
so like, I never like, I just got my money from my car and then like $1,500. That was about it. And the $1,500 I didn't get gap insurance on my car. Like I bought a car and then rear-ended a dude. And then got my car out of the shop 10 days later. And then the next day after I got my car, it got totaled by that guy. So I had the car for a total of 17 days.
Jeez.
Totaled.
Yeah. Dude, and it was a fucking 2012 Impala with like
That's sick.
33,000 miles on it. The dude before it had put a fucking Kenwood with some fucking tweeters in the back and shit. Dude, it was so goddamn sick. And then Wolfram just fucking ruined those tweeters, dog. Like they were in my back seat. Like, he had a
Took
fucking
most of the impact.
You probably got a decent check for, if it was total. Like they probably, assess those.
the car. I bought the
speaker
car. I bought the car for $12,000, and I got $6,000 back.
system. Oh no.
Yeah, from my insurance company.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, the guy I rear-ended isn't trying to fuck me, so I'm not gonna fuck this guy.
Exactly.
And then fucking 18 months later, I was like, I got a fucking subpoena. They were like, we're going through your phone records, and we're gonna make sure you weren't texting when you hit this guy because he's trying to sue you for $50,000.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? And so like, yeah, and then the night before our court date, my lawyer called me and was like, hey, he settled out of court for $3,000, and I was like,
What?
he was trying to sue me for 50. Like,
Wow.
So my lawyer told me that like they went through his records also, and like he reported the accident. He never went to the doctor until a year later, and he also never got the car fixed.
What?
He just left his car. Like,
That's so shitty. And when you're 91, it's like, dude, how
Well,
are
no,
you
this
still
is
this petty?
no, that's a different guy. This is a different.
Oh, different.
guy.
Okay, I was about to
Yeah.
say, I was like, oh, this 91-year-old guy, I was liking him for a second, dude.
Yeah, I
Seemed
never
like a
heard
cool
from the 91-year-old again either.
That's dope.
Dude, when he hit me, like when I got out of my car and after I was done like throwing up and like I was just like sitting there smoking a cigarette, and then I like look over at the old man's car. I was like, oh yeah, a guy hit me. That's right, there was somebody that did this, and I just see like this old man, and they're just like putting him on a stretcher, and I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. This old fucking suicide by Matt. He fucking,
Jeez.
but he was apparently he was all good too. So I was like, But yeah, like
Yeah, it was his first ambulance too. He just wanted to check it off his
Made it
bucket
91
list.
years.
yeah, it's like it's cool to not dick people because you don't have to worry about that karma coming back around.
Dude, here was
True.
the fucking most ridiculous thing. Is literally so after all this shit happened, I'm driving home and I go home and I tell Ricky about it. I'm like, it was weird. Like this happened. I fucking slam on the brakes, blah, blah, yada, 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 whatever. And she's like, oh, that is weird. And I'm like, all right, I'm telling a story to someone else then. Because I feel like
She didn't give me what I wanted.
I was like, this is really cool, Rick. Come on. And so I leave for the podcast. And I'm driving here and I stop by Top Shelf. I hope they don't notice this. It was like 9:58. I didn't realize what time it was. And I'm just fucking... I go in the I go in the lot. And when I say I hope they don't notice this, I didn't leave a mark on your building. It's just, I hope you don't hear me saying what I'm about to say.
Did you pee on their building?
Huh?
You peed on their building?
No.
Oh.
Dude, I'm like thinking about how cool this fucking whole thing that happened to me today was. And I fucking pull in the lot and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get some fucking beer, dog. And I just step out of the car and my car just starts going forward.
Oh my god!
And it just crashes into the side of I like hop in real quick and pull back and put it in park and I'm like, yo.
Yo, I'm so fucking cool. I did some cool ass shit today. I'm a good ass driver.
Now I have a fucking big
There's a string, dude. You gotta stop fucking thinking these elaborate things
I'm
while
just
driving.
on having weird ass fucking things.
Dude, you're fucking like 15 years scheming in your car.
Holy shit, dude. It was fucking weird.
Insane.
But that, I don't know, man. I could see how that, I feel like, because I do like, I'm always thinking about that shit and it distracts me and then more of that type of shit happens because I'm too busy thinking about the other shit that just happened.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb. Like, I was at a gig in Applebee's. This is a fucking Applebee's. And I was like, this gig sucks. I don't want to play at Applebee's. Like, I was like proud to be a professional musician until I booked my first gig at Applebee's. It was fucking it was so demoralizing. It's like the worst place to tell somebody you're playing. Right. Like, hey, where you playing? Applebee's, Essex.
Just
like,
your
that
neighborhood
sucks.
bar and grill.
It fucking sucked. And it was like a Friday night, like kind of late night. Like I played until like 1 or 12:30 or something like that.
Oof.
And there was this.
Yeah, what time is it? Oh yeah.
All right, dude.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, finish it
I was
up,
like- I
and
was
then
like,
we'll
all right.
dip out.
Till
Applebee's.
next week. And I'm standing there, and all day that day, I was like, you know, I gotta learn some new songs. Like, I gotta learn some new stuff because like I'm playing a lot now, and it starts to get like just like tedious after a point. You're playing the same shit, and it's just like you lose the fucking like you don't care anymore. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna learn some new shit. One of the songs I decided to learn that day was "Have You Ever Seen the Rain" by Creedence Clearwater.
Fucking love me some
Yeah,
CCR,
I was like,
dog.
I really feel like that would be a good song to know. But like, I didn't, you know, naturally, I didn't have enough time to fucking learn it. So I'm like, all right, I'll put it in the back burner. Like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm sitting there in the bar and I'm like drinking for my set, and I just hop up and like in that I walk up there like 3 minutes before my next set starts, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, should I do this? Like, is this a song that I should do right now? And I'm just like looking at my lyrics on my phone, like trying to remember them real quick and stuff. And this little ass girl walks up to me, like 6 years old, with her mom. And the mom was like, "Excuse me, sir, do you take requests?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you want? If I know it, I'll play it." And the little girl goes, "Can you play Have You Ever Seen the Rain?" And I was like, I'm like literally holding the lyrics in my hand. I was like, I got you. Like, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I fucking play it, and the mom hits me up later on Facebook, and I'm like, oh no,
Not again.
My daughter hit your car.
she cool or she a dick?
And so
The second
she's like, I just want you to know that you made my daughter's night. Like, blah 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 blah. Like she told me on the way home that it was her best birthday ever, and I was like, that's so fucking heartwarming. Like, I'm so stoked that this happened. Like, that's so crazy that this happened. And then she was like, if you don't, like, could you maybe, like, print out a picture and sign it? She would love it. And I was like, okay. I don't like it. I was like, okay, cool.
Sure.
So I go to Kinko's and I print out, like, 6, like fucking like printing sheet papers, like pictures of like a Facebook picture of mine.
Just a fucking poster of pixelated Jimmy.
Yeah. Fucking laminated. I signed it, and on the back I wrote this like letter, kind of wrote like a letter, and I told her about the entire experience.
Here's my phone number.
Yeah.
Call me when you're leaving.
I wrote this
Call me in
entire
8
letter about
years.
how it's like, you know, you'll appreciate this when you're older, but that was like one of those moments in life when you feel like you're in the right spot at the right time and everything kind of lines up. And I like basically said like, blah, blah, blah. Hope you remember that because I always remember that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And like I sent the letter and I never got anything from the mom who was like messaging me like pretty consistently. And I was like, were they creeped out by that letter I wrote their daughter by chance?
Oh,
Probably. Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, that's more than possible.
But
That's
the thing is,
plausible.
it's like I didn't hit you up. You asked me for a picture of myself, and I had a cool experience that I wanted to share with you guys.
She
Really.
said sign it. Don't write a heartfelt note.
Yeah. I feel
Time
you.
capsule note.
Yeah.
Hidden
probably-
on one of those 6 pages of headshots.
You probably should have left out that part where you called her sweet cheeks too.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying
I'll always
is,
remember that night. What you were wearing, what your mom was wearing.
You had that little red shirt on under those overalls.
You got anything coming up, Matt?
damn, dude. I was hoping you guys would be like, nah, dude, you're good. Like,
You're not
know?
good.
fucking.
Sound like a weird.
You better not hope you make it big.
12-year-old.
This will be your downfall if you ever make it big.
That's pretty true.
But
If I
hey,
don't-
no, this is the podcast that is the alibi.
dude, I just think it sucks because like I see very clearly how it could have been interpreted that way, but like I was just trying to be genuine, dude.
yeah.
If anything, I was like I thought your parents would read it and like relate to it in a way. Like it wasn't for her. Obviously, she's 6 years old. She doesn't know what it's like to be.
Maybe you mailed it to the wrong address.
That would be even weirder. This fucking letter of this dude with like a heart mouth. It's like,
Fucking
somebody's
Wolfram
like,
got
honey,
it."
I think this might be to a 6-year-old. We should report this.
It's so weird that you bring that up because it's like I've been feeling a lot lately like that whole like speaking shit into existence stuff kind of happens.
Yeah.
Like you were just talking about how like you're like this is gonna be shitty. It's at an Applebee's. I'm gonna learn a new song. The kid ends up asking for the song at the shitty Applebee's. Like I watched. I was supposed to be at the DC Improv this weekend, and like last weekend I watched this documentary called Comedian with Jerry Seinfeld and this other guy Orny Adams.
Yeah.
So like I was watching this and I was like, man, this Orny Adams guy seems kind of like a douche. And then I went to hang out with Big J Okerson in Philly, and I saw Orny Adams poster on the wall at the Helium, and I was like, oh shit. I just watched the thing with that guy, and then Jay was like, oh yeah, he's kind of a douche, blah blah blah. And then Tuesday I got bumped off my weekend this weekend at the DC Improv, and he calls me back, the manager calls me back and is like, hey, do you want to fucking host for Orny Adams in January? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but like,
Dude,
it's
he's
just
gonna prove himself to you.
The
dude,
two
it's so fucking weird how this shit works.
the two ideas or the two ways of looking at it is either you're literally speaking something into existence, which is one of them, or the other one is that you're just paying attention. Like I had that conversation with Scott. Like you walk down the street, you have a motorcycle, all of a sudden you start to notice motorcycles.
Right.
Not because necessarily there's any more motorcycles passing through your life on a daily basis than there ever was, because now that's something you're tuned into. You notice the motorcycles. And so it's like, it's almost like, am I speaking shit into existence, or am I just like starting to pay attention to the, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a weird,
It's like the breadcrumbs.
what do you mean?
You gotta follow them, dude.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it, the fucking breadcrumbs.
Always follow the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, dude. There's bread on the other side of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why-
The two
Make a fucking sandwich.
the two opposing theories are either you're creating your reality or the reality's there and you're just starting to pay attention to it. I don't even know.
Yeah, me either,
Which
man.
could be the same thing.
Yeah, that's a question for another day, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me smoke some DMT and figure that out.
I'm
I
very down.
got some, by the way, guys.
Very. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna go smoke some DMT. Till
Till next millennium.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I fucking
Yeah,
love,
man.
I love
Thanks
this
for
place.
coming on, dude.
And I love you guys.
You got anything you want to plug?
No. Orny Adams, DC Improv.
Hey.
January 11th through
Unbanned
the
from
14th.
Facebook by the time this is out.
Yeah, as long as it'll be out in 12 hours. Yeah, I'll be fucking plugging away.
Oh, shit,
Eric, what
dude.
about you, dude?
I don't fucking know. Till next week.
You guys are the fucking worst. I'll fucking rip a plug real quick. As soon as I feel like fucking done.
Let's rip a quick plug.
That was a plug, not a
Oh,
bong.
is this going to be out by Friday?
I don't think so.
Tomorrow, Friday? Oh, today's Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
It could be. Do you want it out by Friday?
No, I would be able to plug something.
Cool. Dope. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I thought I was about to have a plug, but I don't actually have a plug either.
All right, then I'm not.
We'll just cut it back to when I said till next week.
Yeah. At LFTS Podcast on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Check out Laughable. It's very dope. I'm assuming at this point it's on
Still
Android.
not on Android.
I think
Sign up on their website to get a notification when it is, but it's a dope app. Check it out. We're on there.
It is sick. Guys, yeah, till next week. Late Scott.
Swinging for the fences on this one.
Knowing what I know I do it again. I can never cut you off, you half of me, you my twin. I'm forever out the zone, I know I'm more than a friend. I can never take it back, I don't know where I begin. I ain't never felt so close, you got me up, I admit. I get the look from different hoes and I cannot give a shit. A different look, you gave me hope and now I can't get a grip. Spit in the face of universe, I'm trying so hard to get shit. Talking wine and gelato and all our problems forgotten before the end of the bottle.